Tuesday the 23rd, 2/23/23. We just finished up our first movement, which was an empty 40-foot container. Brought it from our terminal over here to the shipping terminal, Sand Island. Stripped it off, and dispatch gave us a second run, which is, what time is it? 7:57. Our second run is a full 40-foot container full of air conditioning parts, headed to an air conditioning distributor about 3.5 miles away. We're down here on the waterfront. The big ship of the week is in, so everything's pretty busy. This is the busiest day of the week, normally Thursday. I call it the big ship of the week, not because it's the largest ship in the fleet that visits over the course of the week, but the Thursday ship brings us more containers for our terminal than any other ship of the week. So I call it the big ship of the week. This one's a half container and half roll-on, roll-off. So you got the, what we call row-row operation going on simultaneously. Well, let's go get this container. It's said to be located at Alpha 16 Stall 10. We're in Delta 11 here on the waterfront. Our empty chassis from our empty container. Dispatch was able to give us a location. If I didn't have the location, I'd call up the tower and ask them for it. But Alpha 1610. So today we started at 5 o'clock. We had our monthly safety meeting that lasted a couple hours. We have a new safety officer. He's just started a few weeks back. I think of all the safety officers we've had through the years, I hope this works out, because he's an actual, what I would call a super trucker. And he's still driving, but he's putting in a few hours a week as our safety officer too. And you can really tell the difference between having an actual driver and somebody who's just working the desk. All right. 261-497. No. This is 271-117. Alpha 1610. So we got what I call an MIA, missing in action. 271-117. Okay. We're gonna take a look around, see if we can find it. Ah, we found it. It's over here in Alpha 15. Stall 24. I don't know how I got over here, but location that it was in is where they put a lot of the tag cans, and then after they've been inspected, they move them out to make room for more tag cans. So that's where they do a lot of the Coast Guard inspecting. So I'm guessing that's what happened. It was in that area and then needed to be moved out. So we got our circle check or pre-trip done. First thing I'm going to do is turn on the air conditioning because it's starting to get hot. Lights are on, 4-way flashers. Get the lines hooked up. Service brake line. There's the electrical line. And the market line. Going 3.5 miles, you really don't care how much pressure's in the tire as long as it's not flat. All the lights are working, even the license plate light, sealed, mud flaps. Gear up. So the landing gear is usually 30 or 40 strokes to get it up. You'll notice like the first 5 or 6 strokes on that was heavy because the weight was still on the landing gear. If you're ever picking a truck, this is your fifth wheel. See this little triangle shaped piece here? It's what the fifth wheel is attached to. It's very small on this truck. If you find trucks with a much higher, it's called the saddle that the fifth wheel fits on, that rotates. The higher that saddle, the less work you're going to have to do every day. I have next to no saddle height. As a result, my truck is very low. So almost every container I hook up to, the first 5-10 cranks are going to be really hard. And again, that's probably the hardest part of my day physically. Cranking up the landing gear because I have a small saddle. So yeah, if you're ever picking trucks, you want to avoid a lot of work, especially if you're hooking up and unhooking as much as I do. Look for a truck with a high saddle. So now we're just gonna turn on some air. When you turn on the air, if you watch your air gauges, they should go down a little bit. But if they go down a lot, like if they get below 190 pounds, you know the air tanks are pretty low on the trailer. So you might want to give it some time. But yeah, this one seems to be in pretty good shape. So now we're just going to check the brakes by pulling forward a little bit. little bit. And the brakes are not releasing right away because the system on the trailer hasn't energized enough yet. Yeah, it's still going down. So there's a couple of air tanks on the trailer that if they're empty, they need to be filled up. Depending on how long the trailer's been sitting and the fact that it's been raining. Let's see how that is now. Yeah, let's pull forward a little bit, and this is the trailer brakes. That's how we test the brake. That's the last part of the trailer. So we're good to go now. Make our way out. It's only 3.5 miles, 15-minute trip down to the air conditioning distributor. Second container movement of the day. So average day for me here in Hawaii working for this company is start at 6, usually get done between 3, right around 3 o'clock. Strive for an 8-hour day. During that 8-hour day, I strive to move 8 container loads. A container load doesn't necessarily have to be a loaded container. It's just it could be an empty container or a loaded container. But yeah, I try to move 8 containers a day. So 1 an hour. When you're only going 3 or 4 miles, that's not that hard. I'm a truck driver, but most of my day is not spent driving. Most of the day is spent either doing paperwork, pre-trips, or just waiting around in line for something to happen. Like we're going to wait in line now to outgate our container at the clerk's office. Or the scale house, you may call it. Pack a lunch, that way I always have snacks for when I'm waiting around for something to happen. I noticed in the safety meeting today that one of the great things about having an actual trucker as a safety officer is that most of the truckers can relate to them and communicate with them in their own language. So get a lot more participation, I think, from the drivers. So yeah, waiting in line. 38,539 pounds of air conditioning product. Headed down to one of the largest wholesale distributors on the island. Air conditioning in Hawaii is kind of a big deal. As they say, the most comfortable temperature for humans is 82. 72. But the average year-round temperature in Hawaii is 82. So we're like 10 degrees too hot for most people. Make our way out of the shipping terminal. between 8:30 and 9. So they're probably not open yet. The way station scale light is not blinking. I do see the DOT van though next to the scale house. Like I say, they're probably just showing up. We're only 28,000 pounds, so we're not even close to being overweight. For me to be overweight, we have to be up over 50,000 pounds shipping weight. 57 is like the absolute maximum. I gotta have the whole truck dialed in perfectly in order to get over the scale legally at 57, but no worries at this point because they're not open yet. But they're here. Two van loads of personnel, so they're going to be in the hunt later on today. Looking for overweight trucks and doing DOT inspections. That's going to be the new Amazon distribution warehouse, regional distribution. They say when that's done, we'll be able to order something on Amazon and have it delivered by the afternoon. I think that's going to be a big game changer for a lot of businesses here in Hawaii. Who lives here in Hawaii, he used to be in the 1 hour photo business until Walmart came to Hawaii. It took Walmart all of about 3 years to put him out of business. Then he became a wedding photographer. Now he wishes he had never been in the 1 hour photo business. But as a result of being in the 1 hour photo business, he has his own lab, which makes him kind of unique here in Hawaii. A wedding photographer with his own lab, produce his own pictures. So that worked out well. Making our way into the rain here. Just ahead is the light, the end of the Sand Island access road. We'll get onto Nimitz Highway and head out towards the airport. We'll go underneath the viaduct, we're underneath the H1 freeway. We're headed to a building that's known as the Airport Industrial Complex. Now we've caught a 5-minute light. It's almost 5 minutes for this light to turn green again. There we go. First gear. Second gear. Third gear. Fourth gear. Fifth gear. High range. Sixth gear. Seventh gear. Eighth gear. That's not. takes you up to the old Tripler Medical Army facility. And Lagoon Drive takes you out to all the air freight, customs, inspection stations, flight schools, that kind of stuff, rental cars. And the big Hawaii Harley Davidson is off to the right there. trucks take them out. Got to get in that tight little spot without breaking anything, and this little delivery truck is kind of in my way. I don't think I can do it within there. weight on the trailer. You hear that air? The weight's now on the trailer. You just try to make it easier for the other driver because I'm a low truck. If I don't put that landing gear down all the way and leave a little space like a high truck would, when the high truck comes along, he's too high to get underneath the container. Now he's got problems. And vice versa, the high trucks, if they lower their landing gear all the way, when I come along, I'm too high and I can't get it. So you got to be aware of what type of truck you're driving, so you make it easier for the next guy, sort of. Or try to. Of course, if you don't know this information, then you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how you're affecting the other drivers around you. Just an ignorance thing. So now we're just going to finish up this paperwork and get dispatch a call and see what they got for us. Just finish up this paperwork and then we'll try back in a few minutes. Bob dealing at AC Warehouse. We got here at 8:35. Adam. Yeah. We started this run at 8 o'clock and we finished it at 8:45. And now we're bobtailing back to our terminal, which is about 4 miles away. We're going to pick up an empty container in our terminal and take that back to the shipping terminal, Sand Island. But while we're at the terminal, we're going to pick up paperwork for the next run, which is a full 40-foot container full of windows. Like replacement windows, construction sites. Taking it out to a window distribution warehouse in Kapaa Quarry Industrial Park. So that's definitely a good run. Takes us over to the windward side of the island. I hope it's pretty rainy today, but that's always fun. Making our way to our next. That's it, we're shutting it down. It's 4:07. See if we can remember how to do this. Thank goodness. Silence. Pretty normal day for a Thursday. We came in at 5. We had our safety meeting. We drove 96 miles today. We moved 9 container loads. Had some air conditioners, we had some windows. Where's the other full ones? Oh, we dropped off a machinery to a laundromat. machinery. And a consolidation can going to Kauai. Those were the full ones. All the rest were empties. I think. 1, 2. Oh no, here's a big box can. So 5 fulls, 4 empties. We'll be out of here about 4:15. Headed home. I have this one potato, some onions, some peppers, and I think I'm just going to make like an egg dish, an omelet. Not an omelet, but what do you call it? It's like an omelet. It's got eggs and cheese and onions and mushrooms and tomatoes, and it's all melted together, sort of. It's not really a quiche. I think there's a name for frittata or frittata, something like that. So I think I'm going to make that with the potato. That's what's for dinner. Something simple. I think my wife is going to Walmart, so she'll be shopping, bringing home some other stuff. Plus, there's a lot of leftovers as usual. Big salad. Need to work on that. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Aloha.